You may be wondering why the people willingly go along with lockdown plans that don't work and cause harm. You're surprised that more people are not more resistant to the over-the-top COVID restrictions applied in most Western countries. It is no surprise. The majority of people believe authority figures and will do as they request. Authoritarian leaders in many countries, including China, Nazi Germany, and Soviet Russia, have known this. In research carried out in the 1960s, Stanley Milgram of Yale University found that the overwhelming majority of test subjects would administer near-fatal electric shocks to a fellow subject when requested to do so by the researcher, an authority figure. The results were later confirmed by Milgram and other researchers. The subjects were not sadists. The only reason they carried out the actions was because an authority leader told them to. The deference to authority is hardwired in human culture and has deep evolutionary roots. When life was tough, cohesion of the group by following the leader helped human groups survive. This is why it is so important that leaders are truthful and implement policies that are in the best interest of the people. The majority will willingly do as asked and will coerce the minority to comply as well. Which is why it is very disappointing and difficult to understand why the leaders of so many countries have chosen to follow actions to combat COVID that are not pandemic best practice and will cause more deaths from other causes than they save from COVID, if they save any lives from COVID at all. Many of the government's so-called experts have narrow views and use discredited models. They seem unfamiliar with the vast body of peer-reviewed scientific research that shows the ineffectiveness of lockdowns. They use opinion polls to back their actions, not scientific research. But we know that opinion polls will just reflect back what the authorities have already said. The majority will believe what they were already told. Leadership of a country is an incredible responsibility. It is vital that the leaders of democracies tell the truth on COVID and other issues. They should implement best practice when tackling a crisis. Why have the leaders of most countries acted in a primitive medieval manner, inappropriately using quarantine instead of following best pandemic practice for a respiratory infection pandemic like Sweden did? Why?